Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you are having a fabulous evening tonight. It is 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on, I don't even know what day of the week it is. What day of the week is it today? Friday? Yeah, of course. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the Friday night live stream. Wow, dumb moment. Friday, January 1st, 2021. Looks like we've got 5 people in here, so I want to thank all 5 of you for being here. I have a couple of fun things lined up, some cool chemical demonstrations that I've sort of pulled off the internet that I'd like to watch with you guys, so I think that's a lot of fun. And as of the last stream that I did, we have a new feature where you can call in using Discord. As the bottom of your screen says, there is a link in the description. If you have Discord, you can follow that link, and that will connect you to a waiting room. And then if you wait in there, I can drag you into the call-in show room, and we can have a little conversation live on the air. Anybody who wants to participate in that, I would highly recommend it. I think it's a great way to get to know you guys better. So, like I said, your participation in that is highly encouraged. Thank you in advance to anybody who's considering that. But yeah, it looks like we already have a message in the chat from Main Warnings 3. Welcome back, Main Warnings. I recognize your name. It says Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year to you too. Hope it's going to be a good one for you. Hope it's going to be a lot better than 2020, but we'll get to how 2020 was a little bit later if you guys want to talk about that. Main Warnings also says, all quiet in Wales. The kids had a fun Christmas. Excellent. Very cool. Glad to hear your kids had a good Christmas. My kids had a pretty good Christmas too. Of course, my 3-month-old really doesn't even know what's going on. Might as well just be another day for her. But my 2-year-old, I think she had a great time. She met Santa Claus for the second time. Last year it didn't go so well. She screamed and cried as soon as she got on Santa's lap. This year she had a much more pleasant encounter with Santa Claus. Now, as far as who we got to play Santa Claus, we actually hired somebody. It was actually the neighbors of my in-laws. We were staying with my in-laws in the days leading up to Christmas, and their neighbor across the street kind of took one for the team and obliged when we asked him to be Santa Claus. He actually did a really, really good job, even though apparently he doesn't really like kids very much. So that was a lot of fun. She thought it was just magical, just meeting Santa Claus. So it's fun to see kids enjoy that kind of thing. It really is. And a lot of good gifts, a lot of good, family time. And then also on the 27th, 2 days after Christmas, my older brother got married. So we attended the wedding. My 2-year-old daughter was a flower girl in the wedding, and she's just the most adorable little flower girl ever. And it was a nice holiday season. So I'd love to know how you guys are doing, how your holiday season was. It looks like there's 4 of you in there right now, with Main Warnings being the only one who has contributed to the chat. I would appreciate all of you to type in the chat. Let me know how you are doing. So let's see. I'm going to check the Discord call-in. Looks like there's somebody already in here waiting patiently, someone by the name of Max. So I guess I'll go ahead and take your call now. So I'm dragging you into the room now. Hello, Max. Are you there? You're live. Hello. So as soon as Max starts talking or unmutes himself, I don't know what's going on. Max, you might be muted. I don't know if you're muted or not. It looks like you're on a phone. Anyway, just trying to get this to work. Oh, my daughter has breached the door into the room. I thought I locked the door, but she's in here. If you'll hang on just a second, I can try to get her out of here. Just hang on. Hey, let's go this way. Let's go this way. Come on. Let's go this way. All right, I am back. Thank you guys for waiting. Had a little family malfunction there. I thought I locked that door. Apparently not, because my daughter just walked straight through it. Anyway, let's see. We had a caller by the name of Max. He ended up in the call-in show waiting room, so I just dragged him into the call-in show room. So, Max, are you there? Hello, sir. Says not working, bro. I guess that's you, Main Worrings. Tell me exactly what is not working. I'm not sure. Because on my screen, you're in the room. I just can't hear your voice. You might have to change your settings. Now, when you say no sound, so Max says no sound. By the way, for those of you who are watching, thank you for putting up with my technical difficulties here. I'm still very, very new to this, so we're trying to get it figured out as soon as we can. So he says no sound. Now, when you say no sound, are you saying that you can't hear me? You can't hear my voice coming in through your Discord app? I'm not sure what you mean by no sound, but yeah. So for those of you who are watching, just bear with us. We are working on the issue. Our technicians have it under control. Just kidding. I don't have any technicians. It's all just me trying to figure this stuff out, and I am so dumb when it comes to this stuff because I'm new. I'm a newbie. So looks like some of our viewers have dropped off. That's why these things need to run more seamlessly. If I can get them to run more seamlessly, people won't get bored and then leave. I'm probably never going to get those people back. So it just breaks my heart. Just breaks my heart. But I guess it's just a process. We have to figure this out. Or I have to figure it out. You guys don't have to do anything. All right, so Main Wiring says he's going to close his apps. Be right back. So we'll see what happens. To the other two of you who are in here, thank you for waiting patiently. Got a new chat message from Yoil Pie. It says, "Hey man, you helped me a lot. This chemistry unit, thanks." Hey, you are very, very welcome, sir. I am happy that I could help, and thank you very much for your participation in this stream. So I've added, while we're waiting on Max to figure his situation out, I've added a couple of new features to my live stream. One of them is going to be, it's called the Whiteboard. So basically, if I click this button here, it takes me to this whiteboard. So if anybody wants to sort of work out a chemistry problem together, we can do it on the whiteboard. I have a little pen, a little tablet right here, so I can draw freehanded. Whoops. So if let's say I want to do like a Lewis dot structure for ethanol, I can carbon, carbon, something like that, right? And then hydrogen, hydrogen. My handwriting isn't that great, and I'm trying to get used to this tablet. I haven't used it in a while. So if I wanted to do like a little Lewis structure for ethanol, I could do it freehand like that using my little whiteboard application. So if anybody wants to work out a chemistry problem together, I won't work out the entire problem for you. It'll be something that we work on together. I don't want to just do somebody's homework for them. I want to sort of show you how to do it rather than do it for you. So that's a new feature. And then, of course, if you guys just want to surf the internet together or look at cool stuff on the internet, I have this feature here where my web browser is open right now. It's just at my stream. So, yeah, just added a couple of new little scenes, little features to the live stream to try to make it more engaging, more interesting. So if anybody has any questions about anything, whether it's a chemistry question or otherwise, please feel free to type that in the chat and we'll talk about it. So I'm going to check Discord again just to see if we were able to get this resolved. Looks like Max has identified the issue and he had to reset his phone. So we're gonna see if we can get this going. So we're gonna take a call in just a moment. So for the rest of you guys here, thank you very much for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. Another feature that I've added that I can't really show you unless somebody subscribes or donates or sends a super chat is this alert box. So it'll pop up with a nice little alert with your name on it and a nice little sound, a little bling. That's the best impression of the sound that I can do. And so if anybody sends a donation or a super chat or anything like that, you will be recognized right here on this live stream. Not only will you be recognized by the alert box, it'll be somewhere on that side of the screen over there, but I will personally recognize you too. Yo Pie says I subbed, so we can see it. Oh, very cool. I don't know why. I don't know why the alert didn't pop up. I'm gonna try to test it real quick. Man, I'm just like having so many technical difficulties today. I apologize, everybody. I apologize. Let's see. So it should pop up like that. I don't know if you guys heard that little bling bling. I don't know what's going on. So when I click to test, it like there's a little button on this software that you can like test the widgets to see if they work. So I don't know why it didn't pop up. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that later on and make sure it's fixed by the time I stream again next Friday. Let's see. So as I said before, we have plenty of things that we can look at. But first I wanted to talk to you guys about the year 2020. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of challenges in 2020. But I got to be honest with you guys, from my point of view personally, just my experience this year, I've had a great year. I mean, I really have. I never lost my job. I didn't even get laid off or anything like that. I didn't have to have like reduced hours or anything like that. Not only did I not lose my job, but I actually got paid more money. I got like 2 or 3 like thank you bonuses, just bonuses on top of what I already make, just thanking me for working during a pandemic, which I'm happy to do. The biggest highlight was the birth of my now 3-month-old daughter. It's amazing. She's just now kind of starting to smile. The first couple of months is kind of rough because, there's not much, you don't see much joy coming out of them. They're either eating, they're sleeping, or they're crying pretty much, or they're just kind of staring at you blankly. But now, if she's like laying on her back and looking up at me and I'm at a distance of about 1.5, 2 feet away, quite oftentimes she'll smile at me. She'll make these beautiful cooing noises, and it's just awesome. I mean, I just love being a dad. I already have the one daughter, and she's been great. So I've just been stoked to have a second one. Good times. What else? As I mentioned previously, my older brother got married. He's got a great wife, beautiful wedding. My daughter was the most beautiful little flower girl you've ever seen. And another thing coming up for my YouTube channel is I'm actually going to be doing some affiliate marketing pretty soon. So basically what that means is I've been talking to this company that makes these molecular modeling kits. So I've grabbed a couple of these. I've just kind of made them recently. So it's these little ball and stick model kits. I don't know how well you can see those. This is benzene right here. And that's ethanol. I'm sure a lot of people are very familiar with ethanol around this time, New Year's, right? Not me though. I don't drink. But so I'm going to be doing some affiliate marketing, which means I'll have a link. It's going to be.
I think it's working.
Oh, hello. Oh, okay. Looks like.
How's it going, Ben? Right?
Hey, Max, is that you?
Yes, Mike. It is Mike from South Wales.
Oh, Mike. I don't know why it says Max on your Discord name, but.
Yeah. That's. Everyone said we got on Discord. We got to have like secret names. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope. Well, it's kind of the secret
nonsense and things.
Yeah, the secret's kind of out now since we're live. But I hope I didn't play any part in releasing your name.
Yeah, no drama.
Very cool to talk to you finally. I've seen you in my live streams before. So you're from Wales, is that right?
Yeah, South Wales, Rhondda Valleys, across the big pond.
Very nice. I hear it's really beautiful over there. I think some people, like in my wife's family, have Welsh ancestry, and so I think occasionally they'll go on vacation over there. And I've seen some of the photos. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, surrounded by mountains.
Right on, man.
Nice green grass and forests, and
right on. So earlier,
everybody seems to be friendly and nice.
Hey, that's good. I mean, the world could certainly use more of that, right?
And neighborly. It's not so much. There's not really any strangers where we live.
Nice, very cool. So it's kind of like a comfortable thing where, like, if you wanted to, you could leave your doors unlocked. Nobody's gonna mess with you or anything like that.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Car doors, house doors.
Yeah, that's the kind of
Obviously, that's not an invite for somebody from outside to come over and take my
right.
car or anything like.
Yeah, that's see that's kind of the environment that I sort of grew up in. I grew up in a really small town, and like we never locked our house door. Anybody who wanted to come in could just come in at any time, but it was such a safe place that nobody ever did. Um, so I talked to a lot of people like when I went to college and stuff like that. It's like yeah, we never locked our doors. They're like what for a lot of people that's like such a far flung concept. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when we was growing up, because we're the coach company, buses and coaches, and you'd be surprised how many people just used to let themselves in through the front door to use our telephone. Back in the old days.
Hmm. Right on.
It's just one of them things. Everybody just mucked in.
Right. So, what do you do for a living, Mike?
I did have a coach company up until March.
A what company?
A coach company, coach hire and travel.
Okay, very cool. And then, so what happened with that?
COVID-19. So we decided to knock it on the head.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's done me a favor. I've spent a lot of time with the children. I've got a couple of rental properties and in one at the moment. Now it's 12:15 in the evening now. But yeah, I'm actually thinking about setting up a lab.
No kidding. What kind of lab?
I was thinking about doing refining, like gold refining, precious metals and things.
Wow, that's really cool.
Something easy to start off with.
Yeah, it's funny because like I don't really know a whole lot about like metals and like metallurgy, like the purifying metals and stuff like that. There's a whole chapter in my general chemistry textbook about it, but for some reason, like when I was in college, like we just never quite went through that chapter. It was just like, that's there, but we're not going to be tested on it, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to be a bit rusty. A fume cupboard is my first port of call. Whether I'm going to be building one or buying one, they seem to be very expensive over here.
Right. Let me just ask the chat real quick. So, those of you, it looks like I only have 3 people in here. It's sad, but whatever. I'll take it over 0. Those of you in the chat, can you hear this conversation all right? Can you hear my voice well enough? Can you hear Mike's voice well enough? These live streams are very experimental in nature. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, how to use this software and stuff. So, any feedback that I can get from you guys, whether or not you can hear myself, whether or not you can hear Mike, would be greatly appreciated. So thank you. Still don't see anything in the chat, but I think there's like a 10-second or so delay between me saying something and it being like any response to what I'm saying being visible in the chat messages. So anyway, so did you study like did you go to university or anything like that? Like did you study
I went
chemistry?
I went to university. Sort of hit the wall. I did with the university. I did A level physics. I left the chemistry side go,
Hmm.
and I did A level physics in school and electronics. Then I found out I was colorblind. Into my halfway into my second year, I still passed, but it sort of put a dampeners on things.
Is it like the red green color blindness sort of thing?
Red, green, and browns. Yeah, there's like a bandwidth of a reddy green or a reddy brown and a greeny red and a greeny. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
just look the same color to me. Like,
Yeah, it's funny because there's
but if I
there's a lot
study
of green.
some,
There's a lot
like
of
the
green on
re-
my screen right now, so sorry about that.
I can't see it. I'm on Discord at the moment now, so I
Oh,
can't see
okay.
the YouTube.
Right.
That's the trouble. I could hear you faintly on YouTube in the background on my phone, and I couldn't hear anything on Discord. But
Oh,
then when I went back on Discord after I reset my phone, I had to like allow Discord permission to record audio and to do this and to do that, and
right on,
so I
right
think we
on.
got there in the end.
Right. Yeah, I think we're okay now. I think we're okay. I'm still waiting for anybody who is willing to participate in the chat. Let me know if you can hear this well or not. But the other thing, earlier you mentioned the kids had a good Christmas. How old are your kids?
I got 2 daughters. One is 12 and one is 8.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I can sort of relate. I mean, I've got 2 daughters myself, but They're not nearly as old just yet.
Yeah, we had a couple of them Sergio go-karts for him for Christmas,
Go-karts.
and
Wow.
they're like electric. You know the Segways you can stand on stand them on
Oh,
the
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. The little
well they do
stand-up.
like like this little T-bar sort of thing with an extra wheel on the front, so you can use them as go-karts.
Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that before.
Frighteningly fast. The 8-year-old says, "Good idea getting these, Dad." But I'm not.
Wow.
It's too fast for me. I'll have to go in a big car park and practice first. She said.
Wow. Wow. Very cool. Very cool.
I shouting to the 12-year-old, "Slow down, slow down!" But there you are. It's like Sterling Moss.
Right on, man. All right. Well, I think I'm going to move to the next segment, but so I'll let you go. But thank you for calling in, man. I really appreciate it. Feel free to call in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play a couple of cool like chemistry demonstration videos that I found on the internet, and then we'll just kind of
Awesome.
take it from there. But thanks again, Mike, for calling.
I was watching one about refining uranium from ore
Uh huh.
this morning, and then you've got this other guy. He's just handling the uranium, and he's like, "Oh, it's only alpha particles." And I hope you wash your hands or something. You're not breathing the dust in.
Yeah, for real. That's some pretty dangerous stuff, man. I can imagine.
Yeah, but it's like the miners and things. Obviously, you're going to get uranium in small doses in a mine.
Right.
You know, if you're digging ore out, you got to be careful what you're looking for. Like
Yeah, you got to have the right,
it seems
personal protective equipment and all that stuff. So definitely.
it seems to sort of hang around iron sulfides and gold and silvers and different. All seems to sort of have some. It must be something to do with the weight of it or something. That comes up with the thermal vent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll leave you get on. I'll tune back into YouTube now.
All right, Max. Thanks again for calling. I really appreciate it. Big thank you to Max for calling. Or sorry, I keep calling you Max because I keep reading the screen. But thank you to Mike for calling, and let that be some encouragement to anybody else who wants to call in, have a conversation about whatever you want to talk about, chemistry or otherwise. That would be highly appreciated on my end. So the next segment that we're going to move into is I'm just going to show you guys some cool chemistry demonstration type things that I've seen on the internet. So beginning with this is called the barking dog reaction. So here it is. So that was pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think about that. So they didn't actually. I couldn't hear it. So maybe they explained it in the audio. I haven't actually seen that, like heard that video in a while. Um, but basically, what they do is they take either nitric oxide or nitrous oxide, one of those two nitrogenous gases, and they put it in that long tube, right? And then they put a really nasty chemical called carbon disulfide. Put some carbon disulfide in there. It's extremely volatile. And then they also put a little bit of water in there just to mix it up. And then they'll kind of mix, just invert the tube back and forth, just to get all those ingredients, all those reactants sort of mixed in there. And then they light the top of it, and you have that nice blue flame that just accelerates down with that weird sort of futuristic noise. I always liked that demonstration. I really wanted to do that. I came close to actually doing that when I was a teacher, and it just never. I quit before I could really have a chance to do it. I ordered all of the ingredients and everything. I actually ordered some carbon disulfide, and I figured out how to make nitrous oxide or nitric oxide. I can't remember which one. How to make it, how to collect it over water. But I never quite, really had the chance to do that demonstration. It's also pretty dangerous too. Carbon disulfide is very nasty, very volatile stuff. But I don't know. I just thought you guys might think that was cool. Might think that was cool. Like I thought that was really cool. So hopefully you guys think it was cool too. So if you guys want to see more videos like that, the internet is full of them. You just have to know where to look. So let me know. Let me know if you think that is worth seeing. So with that in mind, I'll go ahead and get to another one. So this is the instant hot ice. So let's go ahead and see what this is. What do you guys think of that one? I thought that one was cool. And like I said before, I actually have done that with my students. It's pretty interesting how it works. Basically, you have this crystalline solid material called sodium acetate or sodium acetate trihydrate, and you take this stuff and in that video they actually sort of synthesized it themselves, but the stuff is commercially available. You can get it pretty easily. It's pretty inexpensive. And basically what you do is you dissolve it in, you basically add a bunch of it to water, and you heat it up, get it nice and hot, and make sure it's all completely dissolved while it's hot. And then you leave it alone, you remove it from heat, you let it cool down slowly. And so what happens is the solution becomes super saturated, which means it has an amount of solute dissolved in it that is theoretically more than the solution can have dissolved in it. So it really, really wants to crash. It really, really wants to precipitate, right? It wants to come out of solution. But it doesn't come out of solution unless you disturb it with some kind of, what they call it is a nucleation site, basically like a seed crystal or some kind of hard surface that you can just disturb the solution with, and then once you do that, it's sort of like a chain reaction. All the crystals just kind of start growing around it. So that's why, if you recall in that video, he had that solution in a jar, and then he grabbed like a seed crystal from like just one of those little, pieces of sodium acetate that was stuck to the bottom of the pan. He just kind of scooped up one of those with a little wooden stick and then put that in there, and then the rest of the crystals just sort of grew around it. It kept growing and growing and growing until the entire solution had solidified. So pretty cool stuff in my opinion, of course, but I want to know what you think. So I have a few people in here, but very few of you. In fact, only really one of you. Well, there was Yoel Pie. He typed a couple of times. I don't know if he's still here or not, but Man Wearings is really the only one who's been participating in the sense that, calling in and typing in the chat. So definitely appreciate those who participate. So you are highly encouraged to do so. Man Wearing says, was it exothermic? I assume you're talking about that hot ice formation. Yes, it's highly exothermic. If you were to feel the container after that entire solution solidifies, you would find that it is it's warm to the touch. It's an exothermic physical process. Good question. Now, the last one that I have for you, let me know if you guys are ready to see the last one. Otherwise, I could just keep talking. But it's much easier to talk when it's two ways, when I'm having a conversation with you guys. So anyone who wants to call in, like I said, there's a link in the description for you to call in using Discord. If you follow that link, you will be connected to a waiting room, and as soon as you're in that waiting room, I can drag you over to the call-in show room and we can have a conversation live on the air. I would love to do that. But there's another thing that just sort of came to my attention. I was talking about Christmas earlier, about how, I got some cool gifts and things. And the coolest gift that I got for Christmas, by far, is this thing. Hang on, let me pull this up. And then, where are you? I'm going to show you guys this. Hang on. Look at that. Isn't that cool? This was custom made. My in-laws made this for me. Well, my mother-in-law sort of had the idea, and then my father-in-law sort of put the idea to work. And this is an actual piece of wood, and these are like carvings. It's actually carved in here. He used a router, and by router, I'm not talking about the wireless thing that connects and enables you to surf the web on Wi-Fi. By router, I'm talking about an actual like carpentry tool that's been around much longer than the wireless router in your house has. They're both called a router, sort of a homonym. But I just thought that was really, really cool. So I think I'm gonna try to find that way when I find a way to like put that in like the background or something whenever I do like a video or a live stream or something like that. It's just too cool not to show everybody. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I just thought that was awesome. There's a couple other things that I feel like I should have told my family that I wanted, because there's a couple other things like some lighting and some things that I think would do a lot with my with my videos and stuff. But it's almost like I expect my family to be like telepathic and know what I want. Like if I would have just told them ahead of time what I wanted for Christmas, they would have gotten it for me, but instead they just had to guess, and they guessed pretty well. I got a lot of cool stuff. I got like a coffee mug that I really like, and I got this thing right here. My younger brother actually got this for me. It's this mug. It says caffeine. It's got the structure for caffeine on it, so that's pretty cool. It's sort of graduated on the other side. So I like geeking out on stuff like that, so he really did a good job with this gift. This is just water, by the way, no booze. All right, so we're going to jump into the next chemical demonstration that I have pulled off of the internet, if that's okay with you guys. So here we go.
I thought we ought to demonstrate this to just show you how reactive phosphorus really is. So, okay, I'm going to get some phosphorus in a second. It's really rather unpleasant stuff, so I need to put on my gloves here. And Mark is going to bring some warm sand. We've had some sand warming up in just in the corner there. Let's get the phosphorus out. So I'm just picking up a tiny little piece. So it's on the sand. And it's already caught fire. Oh, there we are. Look at that. So look at this. The light that we see here now is the reaction between this very reactive phosphorus burning with the oxygen that's in the air inside this flask, and it's making phosphorus oxide. This is a chemical reaction, but this chemical reaction is giving out light as well as heat. Okay. So here's the chemical equation for this reaction. Phosphorus plus oxygen gives phosphorus oxide. This is the smoke that we can see in here, the white smoke. This is coming over the tube and being absorbed in the flask here. Okay, so that was an element, phosphorus, the light bringer.
All right, so that one's done. That's the last one that I found. I was trying to keep it at 3 or fewer of those chemical demonstrations, although I think just to fill time to keep things interesting, I might want to start finding more of those and just kind of having a bunch of them lined up and ready to go. But that one, that was pretty cool. So that was white phosphorus, and that's something that I wanted to do. I know I've said this before in my previous live stream, so if you've heard this before, I apologize for repeating myself. But I actually did a chemical demonstration as the unity ceremony for my wedding. So 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, I got married. And you know how, there's usually like a unity ceremony, the bride and groom, maybe they'll light candles together, or maybe they'll like mix sand together or something like that. We decided we were going to do something a little bit unconventional, and we decided to do a chemical reaction demonstration. And I actually have a YouTube video where I show you guys basically like the test reaction that I did for the chemical reaction. But one of the reactions that I thought about doing for the unity ceremony was that white phosphorus burning reaction where it lights up and it just glows with this really bright light. And there were two main reasons why I decided not to do that. Number one is that outside, because like we had an outdoor wedding, which made it a little bit challenging. If you have an indoor wedding, it's easier to do something with light because you can just turn the lights off. You could just have somebody turn the lights off and you can have this nice, beautiful, glowing white phosphorus flask, right? But when it's outdoors, you're kind of at the mercy of what time the wedding's starting and whether or not it's going to be dark outside. And in our case, with our time, I think our wedding was at like 5:00 p.m. and it was during like daylight savings. No, it wasn't during daylight savings. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was during standard time, but it just wasn't quite dark enough for that light to really have looked really cool. So we decided not to do that. The other reason is that white phosphorus is extremely dangerous. White phosphorus is generally stored underwater. So if you order a bottle of it, it'll be in water. But as soon as you pull a piece of it out and put it on a table, once the water goes away, like once the water evaporates and it dries up, it'll catch fire immediately. It reacts just in the presence of air. That's how dangerous and reactive white phosphorus is. So if you ever work with that stuff, please exercise extreme caution and be safe. By all means, be safe. So, all right, I'm going to check Discord, see if anybody's called in. Looks like I don't have any callers, so if anybody would like to call in, just follow the link in the description to call in via Discord. If you don't have Discord, you can install Discord on your computer or your smartphone or tablet. It is a very, very easy app to install. You can be on Discord and calling in no time, and that would be cool because I'd like to have a conversation with you. I talked to Mike earlier. thank you very much, Mike, for calling in. Definitely want to see how you're doing in the future with regard to building that lab. That sounds like a really, really exciting venture. I don't know. Maybe if my kids were 8 and 12, I would consider doing that. But since my kids are 2 and 3 months, oh man, building a lab just sounds like, first of all, I don't think I'd ever get it done because my free time, I only have like little tiny nuggets of free time. And so building a lab, I think, would take a lot more free time than I currently have available. And also because I wouldn't want my kids to like get into the chemicals and, put themselves in harm's way just because, I left something out or something like that. But anyway, so we got a chat room full of lurkers. Not many people participating in the chat, which is okay. Let's see if I can go to the whiteboard real quick, and maybe that'll sort of stimulate some engagement. So if you guys have a chemistry problem you want to see worked out, let me know. Or we could play Name That Molecule. How about we play Name That Molecule? Ready? How about we do that? Okay, so we have H2N connected to CH3. Let's see who can name that molecule. If you want to see a molecular model of it, this is what it looks like right here. NH2, the nitrogen is blue, carbon is black, and the hydrogens are white. See if you can name that molecule right here. We have NH2 or H2N, CH3. What is it? What is that molecule? Mainwaring says hydrochloric acid. Not quite. It's actually quite the contrary. This is actually a base. This is not an acid. I'll give you guys a hint. It is commonly featured and referred to on the hit television series Breaking Bad. They talk about this chemical a lot on Breaking Bad. What is this molecule? Of course, I think if anybody wanted to cheat, they could easily just Google it and figure it out. But I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with ways to engage the audience. And I thought Name That Molecule might be good. Here, I'll do another one real quick. I'll do another Name That Molecule. So I'm going to draw this. You know what? I'm going to start that one over. I did not do a good job on that one. Mainwaring says meth. I assume you're referring to this one over here. Very close. It's not methamphetamine, but it is it's an actual precursor to methamphetamine. If you watch the show Breaking Bad, you'll probably know what it is already. But it's actually called methylamine. I'll go ahead and write that out. Methylamine. That's what that is. So, yeah, looks like we learned something. It's a very, very educational live stream here. What about this guy right here? What's this one? I'm going to draw an arrow to it. What is that right there? Some organic chemistry 101 here. I also have a molecular model of this one too, right here. I'm using the condensed structural formula notation on my whiteboard, in which any corners, edges, or intersections of lines are all carbon atoms, and all of the implicit hydrogens are, like I said, implicit. They're not shown. So any carbon that you see you can assume that there's enough hydrogens attached to that carbon to give it a total of 4 chemical bonds. So in this case, we have 6 carbons, we have 6 hydrogen atoms. So anybody in the chat happen to know what that is? If you've taken organic chemistry, the second semester of organic chemistry, I'm sure you are aware of what it is. Let's see if I can go in the chat here. Looks like nobody has guessed it yet. I'll give you a hint for those of you who are longtime viewers of the channel. I am looking to name my community after this molecule. Mainwaring says carbon-14, not quite. Not quite. This stuff is actually called benzene. That's what that is. You know, it's funny because I've been practicing these things with my daughter. I think I'm going to make a YouTube video, like, you know, just to attract some views, where it's like, you know, 2-year-old nails organic chemistry quiz. So I've been like teaching her to name these molecules. When I show her the structure of it, she can actually name quite a few of them. And I published a video of her naming a few molecules just by looking at their structures, like this little molecular models of their structures. And even though she's 2 years old, she's actually getting pretty good at it. So it just blows my mind. Like 2 years ago, she was just like squirming around, didn't know how to do anything, and now couldn't even walk. And now, you know, she's like naming organic molecules at age 2. It's just crazy. Maybe if I can go into my web browsing, I can find that. I'm going to try to pull up the video without revealing too much personal information here. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see. I want to show you guys this cool video of my daughter naming these molecules, but I also don't want to, you know, dox. I don't want to dox any of my friends.
That's benzene. Very good.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like my first and last name is up there, but I don't care if you guys know my first and last name. That's cool with me. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and show you this video of my daughter naming some organic molecules by looking at little ball and stick models of them. So here we go. Ready? Let's see if I know how to switch this. All right, so here she is. I'm going to drag this up and maybe resize it a little bit. Yeah, okay, I think that'll work. This is probably a good little ratio here. So let's check this out.
Hey, Brenna. What's this one? That's benzene. Very good. What's this one?
CO2.
CO2. Very nice. What about this one?
Water.
Water. Very cool. What about this one here? Can you name this one? Ethanol. Very nice. Good job. You get an A++.
So, yeah, good times. I love playing with my daughter. Spend a lot of time with her. And
I thought we ought to demonstrate
let me just close this white phosphorus thing real quick. And the hot ice thing. And the barking dog reaction. Sorry, I left all those up at the same time. That must have been a lot of audio coming in all at once for you. I apologize for that. Still trying to get used to the software here. But, yeah. So, part of the reason why I don't upload as much as other YouTubers perhaps do is because I'm working, or I'm, you know, spending time with my kids, or I'm working on something around the house, you know what I mean? Work never stops. So YouTube is kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine that I try to indulge in from time to time, but you know, being a dad is, as I've always said, is a much higher calling, a much higher priority. But that doesn't mean I can't carve out some time to do a live stream once a week, which is why I'm here tonight. And I thank all of you for being in here. Thank you for contributing in the chat, especially you, Main Wearings, the only person to really consistently contribute. I appreciate it. Anybody who's thinking about donating, anybody who's thinking about super chatting, I really, really appreciate your support. So, let's see. What else do we have going on here? Well, I think that about covers it. Talked about Christmas, talked about New Year's, showed you guys some cool chemistry demonstrations. Kind of did like a 2020 year in review from my end of things. I know it wasn't a great year for the world. Definitely not a great year for my country, the United States, but for me personally, between me and my family, it's been a great year. Great year. Man, I'm losing my voice here. So, getting ready to wrap things up. If anybody wants to hop in the chat, let me know what's on your mind. If you have any sort of last minute questions. If you have any I just read a Discord chat, and it was pretty funny. A gentleman by the name of Guillotine Chemistry. You should all go subscribe to his channel. I'm gonna type his channel in the chat real quick. If you want some really good quality chemistry content, I would definitely recommend subscribing to Guillotine Chemistry. He tried to participate in this live stream and type in the chat, but apparently it didn't work. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. If anybody wants to call in on Discord, maybe we can get to the bottom of this. But if nobody else has anything for me, then I think I am going to hang it up and end the stream. So this is it. Let's see. Anybody wants to say anything at all or ask any questions, you are welcome to hop in. And by the way, Guillotine Chemistry, I would still like to collaborate with you. I know I've been, a little bit out of touch, a little bit, I've just been really, really busy with other things, man. But some of the ideas that you and I were sort of batting around earlier, I think have a lot of potential, and I would love the opportunity to collaborate in the future. I just have to, I think really what it is my youngest daughter just needs to age a little bit more to the point where she's not quite so needy. But I think that, I still want to make it happen. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is I still want to make it happen, even though I haven't really done much on that effort yet. I still want to make that collaboration happen. So if you happen to be watching this, by the way, I hope you've had a great Christmas. Hope you've had a great New Year. I haven't popped in and looked at your channel in a while, but I hope your channel is doing well. It should be. Your content is great. Somebody whose name is in some interesting sort of font that I can't really read says non-metal chlorine with ammonia. Not sure what you're talking about, but okay. Thank you for your chat message. As indecipherable as it is to me, as much as I don't understand it, I still appreciate your message in my chat. Thank you very much for chatting. Thank you very much for being here, for participating in my live stream. As always, if you guys have any comments, any feedback you can give to me, any suggestions as to what type of content you'd like to see in the future, please, by all means, let me know. There's multiple ways to contact me. You can email me. If you go to my YouTube channel page, there's an email address. You can email me anytime. I check my email all the time. You can follow me. I have plenty of other social media accounts. I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have Instagram, I have a Discord server, as I mentioned previously. A gentleman says, I am from Nepal. Very cool. I hear that's home to the tallest mountain in the world. Always wanted to go there to maybe climb, I don't know, hopefully a quarter of the way up. That would be like a good goal for me, to climb a quarter of the way up Mount Everest. I think that would be good. Mainwaring says Nepal is awesome. Yeah, I think maybe I should go sometime. I've never been, but I've heard good things. So as I was saying before, if you go to my YouTube channel page, that's youtube.com/BensChemVideos. At the top of the channel page, you will find a banner, and at the bottom right-hand corner of that banner, you will see links to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Discord. So if you want to support the show and you don't want to donate monetarily, let's say if you just don't have that much money and you can't afford to super chat, can't afford to donate, that's fine. If you want to give me a follow on those social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and or Discord, I would wholeheartedly appreciate it. Thank you very much in advance for considering that. Mainwaring says, I've been to base camp. I'm assuming that's like the first, aren't there like 4 camps that you like, that if you're trying to summit Mount Everest, there's like 4 camps that you sort of split the trip up into, you know, like, I don't know. I remember watching like a documentary on it when I was in, I think, junior high school. It was like a documentary on these guys trying to climb to the summit of Mount Everest. And they do all kinds of like cognitive tests on them to make sure they're not like losing too much oxygen in their brain or whatever. Apparently it's some pretty serious business. New chat message from Crazy Wolf. Thank you very much for being here, Crazy Wolf. It says, do you teach a level? I don't know what you mean by that, Crazy Wolf. I'm a chemistry YouTuber. I used to teach high school chemistry, but I no longer do. That's right. I got the hell out of this godforsaken, inefficient, toxic, mental health depriving public education system in here in the USA. And now I'm an actual professional chemist, and I do my YouTube videos whenever I can. So I don't know if that answers your question. I honestly don't understand your question. Do you teach a level? Or are you trying to say, do you teach a level? I still don't know what that means, but I like to think that my content is a level. Sure, I like to think my content is pretty good, but ultimately I'm not the judge of that. It's the audience who's the judge of that. Crazy Wolf, yeah, a level. I don't know what you mean by a level. Basically, my videos are intended to be for anybody who wants to watch them, but in reality, I think it's mostly students who watch my content, people who are in high school. That's what we call it in the United States. We call it high school. I think other places they call it secondary school. And then I also, target college students, university students, as they would be called outside the U.S. Okay, so Crazy Wolf just elaborated. He says, oh, it's exams in England. Oh, so there's an exam in England called A-level. I'm not familiar with that. I have had requests in the past to teach, to do like content, like videos or playlists targeted to specific exams. Like apparently there's one in India called the JEE. People telling me like, you just make like, videos for JEE and you'll get all kinds of, you'll get all kinds of views because there's so many people searching for that. And I do appreciate the suggestions. Right now I'm trying to keep things more general. So I'm trying to just make videos by topic. There's a couple of videos I have coming around the corner. My limiting reagent or limiting reactant part 2 video is coming out. So the last video that I uploaded was a video on how to find the limiting reactant of a chemical reaction. That's a stoichiometry topic. That was a part 1. I did 2 examples, and then the next video will be part 2 of that, which will be 2 more examples that are a little bit more advanced. And then also coming around the corner, I'm going to do a video about molecular shapes and the theory that governs molecular shapes. So like this sort of molecule right here, right? So I'm going to talk about the theory that governs the shapes of these molecules and why molecules have the shapes that they have. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I am looking forward to producing that content. I will get around to it as soon as I can. Mainwaring says A-level is the next step in secondary school for university. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for enlightening me on that. I didn't know what that meant, so I appreciate it. Crazy Wolf says, like bond angles? Yes, I will be talking about bond angles. So just to give you a little sneak peek, I'll go back to the whiteboard here. So let me clear this real quick. clear canvas. So for instance, I'll be talking about, yeah, like 109.5 tetrahedral. Yeah, exactly. So it seems like you already know quite a bit of your chemistry. But if you have a molecule of, say, methane, right? If you have CH4, something like that, you'll have your carbon in the middle, and then you'll have two bonds that are, as you stated correctly, 109.5 degrees apart. And then in order to represent this more three-dimensionally on a flat little board here, I'm going to use a wedge. I need to get used to this tablet. My handwriting is awful on this thing. So that wedge is sort of like projecting like forward, like toward you, and then the other one would be like a dashed line. And the dashed line is sort of projecting outward, like away from you, away from the page, away from the board. So yeah, they're going to be talking about molecular shapes. That's one of my favorite chemistry topics, so I'm really looking forward to that. And as I said previously, although I think a lot of you folks that are here now weren't here earlier when I announced this, but I'm going to be doing some affiliate marketing. So there's going to be a link in the descriptions of my videos and that'll link to these kits that you can buy that are very inexpensive, very affordable, and they really help people sort of take their chemistry knowledge and understanding to the next level. And they're also really, really fun to play with. I've been playing with them, building little molecules and things, playing with my daughter, and yeah, it's been a good time. Crazy Wolf says, have you heard of superimposable molecules? I don't know what you mean by superimposable. Do you mean like, whenever I hear the word superimposable, I always think about like chirality, stereochemistry. I think about non-superimposable mirror images. That's what I think about. But superimposable molecules, that would just be two like identical molecules that you could superimpose on top of one another, right? Maybe. I don't know. What do you mean by superimposable molecules? Sorry guys, I am really like losing my voice. I need to do some voice training or something. But yeah, I've heard of non-superimposable mirror images. They're also called enantiomers. So like for instance, if I had, I'm going to erase a couple of things. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to erase that. And I'm going to erase that. And I'm going to erase that. So let's say if I had like one of these was a methyl group, CH3, and one of these was like a bromine, and one of these was a chlorine, right? This molecule is said to be chiral, which means that it's non-superimposable on its mirror image, which means if I have, let's say, this is my sort of mirror right here, and I have my carbon, I'd still have my methyl group at the top, and then I would have my hydrogen right here, and then I'd have my bromine over here, and then I'd have my chlorine over there. Now, these might look like the same molecule, but they're actually not the same molecule. They are non-superimposable mirror images. So, and there's a name for non-superimposable mirror images. They're called enantiomers. Enantiomers. And basically, there's a couple of different ways to tell whether something is superimposable on its mirror image or not. The one thing that you said is that if you have like a tetrahedral carbon in the middle with 4 different groups on it, that's called a chirality center. So if I actually, you know what, I'm going to undo that. I'm just going to point to this with a different color. If I can do that. Yeah. That right there is called a chirality center. But it is possible for a molecule to have chirality centers, but overall not be chiral. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. The other thing is that, and I'm trying to figure out how to illustrate this well. Oh wow, I just realized that my camera is blocking the word chiral. There it is, chiral. But there is a way to sort of tell whether a molecule is chiral or not, and that is by seeing if you can draw a plane of symmetry. You know, like if you can draw a plane that that separates the molecule, and if it has like bilateral symmetry, then you can confirm that it's not chiral. If it doesn't have a plane of symmetry anywhere, then it is chiral, non-superimposable on its mirror images. Crazy Wolf says, "I like your spelling of center, haha." Yeah. This is just this is how we spell it in the United States. I know it's a little bit different across the pond over there in the UK or England, wherever. But yeah, that's how we spell it here. So yeah, very good. It's a good topic. I definitely want to discuss that in the future when I get around to doing organic chemistry, but it's going to be a while because I still have a lot of not organic, but I have a lot of general chemistry topics that I want to discuss too. Let's see. Right on. So, all right, guys, I think I'm going to get going. Thank you for your participation. Didn't get any super chats, but that's okay. Just the fact that you guys are here chatting, participating, viewing, I appreciate all of it. Crazy Wolf says, so if it's symmetrical, then it's an enantiomer? No. If it is not symmetrical, in other words, it does not have a plane of symmetry anywhere, then it is chiral, and it has that same molecule sort of has two enantiomers, right? Does that make sense? I hope it helped. But oh, okay, so it did help. Crazy Wolf says, thank you, that helped. Okay, you're very welcome, Crazy Wolf. Thank you for all of your messages, your participation. I truly appreciate it, and I certainly hope to see you again in a future live stream. Thanks again to everybody. But yeah, lots of new content coming around the corner. I got affiliate marketing stuff coming up soon. It's going to be Amazon affiliate marketing. So I'm going to link to basically what's going to happen with that is I'm going to provide a link to these model kits. And so if you follow that link and buy the model kit, then it helps out the show a little bit without costing you anything other than what you've already spent on the kit. But the way that the Amazon affiliate program works is even if you don't end up buying the model kit, if you still click that link before you do any Amazon shopping, so let's say, you know, there's some Amazon stuff that you would have already gotten anyway, right? You just have some shopping to do on Amazon. If you follow that link before you buy your Amazon stuff, then it helps out the show. We get a little bit of a commission off of it, and it doesn't cost you anything at all. So that's definitely one way that you can support the show. So as soon as I get that affiliate link up, I will let y'all know, and I'll spam it in every description of every video that I have, and hopefully that'll be a way to sort of increase some funding, help the show out. So thanks again, everybody, and hope to talk to you guys soon. All right, and hope you have a great